Okay, this is my AP Art Sketchbook Tour, which you can't see all of it, but if you need to see something that's important down here, then I'll move it. But I'm still working on my number 6, so in the meantime, we're going to be looking at this one, because I have another sketchbook to show you. So, let's get started! I had this sketchbook for a really long time, and I honestly just wasn't using it because it was too big for me, so I started using it for my AP class, which I passed with flying colors. I got all A's, and I got every single project done basically on time, except for like maybe one, but that was just because the paper that I was working on was it was genuinely massive. It's like a 24 by 18, I think, and it's really big, which is my first project. I don't know why I did such a big thing for my first project. I kill myself. But I wanted to do something horror-like, and I originally wanted to do something that was like this, and ended up changing it because I suck. And I literally wish with every single bone in my body that I would have just stuck with a pose that looked more like this. I will put up a picture of what it looks like right now, because I will totally remember to do that. So if I edit this video, I'm gonna put it right here, right there, well, right there, and there, and there. That'd be really embarrassing if I didn't actually put it in all those spaces, but, this is my concept of this, this day we were figuring out what we wanted our inquiry questions to be, and mine was, how has, like, early childhood loss affected my desire to be alone, and then we were just, like, mainly writing down, just, like, thoughts and stuff, and then my art teacher told me to do a bunch of, like, why questions about, like, oh, always ask yourself why whenever you give yourself an answer, and I literally just, like, started, like, I started going in a loop of just, like, why did this happen, and it's like, because this happened, and it's like, why did that happen, oh, it's because this happened, and I just kept going in a loop, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to talk about anymore, because I'm stuck in this fucking loop, I don't know what to say. People say I look like my mom, and it weirds me out because she's dead. Factual, 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 factual. Stop telling people who have dead parents that they look like their dead parent, because that is weird. And I feel like nobody likes hearing that. Low key. Kids used to be scared of me from elementary to middle school. True. There were genuinely people who would admit to me, to my face, that they were scared of me. Not trying to flex or anything, but people used to be scared of me, guys. I'm so scary. People thought that I lied about my mom being dead, which is very common, especially because it's your mom, and so I have a certain group of people being like, oh, your mama, and then I'm like, my mama dead, and they're like, no, she's not, you're just saying that so you don't want to, and it's like, brother, what do you want me to fucking say? Your mom is such a bitch that she died. Damn, okay. This is me doing composition testing, and then these were, ideas. I'm so fucking mad I didn't get to do that one. I'm so fucking mad. Maybe I'm gonna do that one for a summer project, so I have something to do. But, testing of just, like, different poses on my mom's grave, which is what I'm supposed to be leaning on this one, because it's like supposed to be like a starting point, like, oh, the reason I'm alone is because my mom died and I didn't get enough attention as a kid or something, so I just thrive being alone or whatever. And then things that comfort me, which was unknowingly a topic that was gonna pop up later, and then more thumbnail testing, my revision of me just slightly changing the way that the head was placed, silhouette of what I wanted to do for the background, so I just did jean pants, and then this was for my next one of Bussy Blues, which was fucking the worst thing I could have ever done my whole fucking life. It was the stupidest thing. I hate it. I put up a picture right there. Boom! I hate it, it's ugly, and I think that if I could have scrapped any single one of those, it would have been that one, because that one was literally so bad. Or also my tooth. It's in my room right now, and it's actually just, like, haunting me. It's so fucking ugly. And then I also had this one, which just didn't, like, it didn't, match my inquiry question, so I just didn't do this one. And also, like, I didn't want to have to draw a hand, so, we did this one instead. Blue period. Okay, sorry. And these were more ideas that I had. These are really funny to me. This is satire, by the way, satire. I'm just like, shut up, genuinely. Like, the prompt that I was thinking of was personal space, and I really wanted to do this one, or this one, because I really like the perspective of this, which was just supposed to be me, like, pulling at my mouth, and, like, my eyes being super wide, and it was gonna be another horror thing, like the first one, of me just, like, pulling at my skin, and then there were gonna be, like, people here, or, like, a person there, and a person up there, or, what, I'm up there, a person down there, and then there was gonna be one, my other idea was someone just trying to, like, touch me, and I'm, like, sitting there, like, ugh. And then this one where it's just a bunch of hands, like, reaching out, and I'm, like, trying my hardest to, like, be away from them, and I ended up not doing any of those. And then I wanted to name one of mine, which is mainly how I, started making all my art, is that I would think of a name that I thought was cool, and then I would make something based off of that name. But this one I thought of melancholy, and then I was like, how about we do the desire to be sad? And then this one was supposed to be, like, 2 self-portraits of one person, which was supposed to be, like, Happy Mac, like, caressing and, like, holding the sad Mac because they also wanted to be sad, or, like, switch roles. And then, Want, which was supposed to be, like, want, like, an ASL, like, you want to be sad. Oh, wow, feet. And then I didn't do any of that. And we did unique angle. And then this one was supposed to be just alone time, for that. But it's a unique angle of specifically my feet, because I like drawing feet and I think it's fun, and also they, like, pose weird, and they're just, like, an odd, I don't know, there's just something about feet that's just, like, fun to draw. And I mean that in the most, like, non-fetishizing way that I possibly can make it. And then I had the idea of, like, making stuff pop out. I thought of having, like, gaming stuff with my keyboard, and then I realized I would have to draw the keyboard things, and draw my mouse, and draw my gaming chair, and draw whatever, so I didn't do that. And then we have feet, which I don't think, no, this one is there too, but that one's really bad. Don't look at the feet. We have foot practices, because I had to draw feet. This was what my main one looked like. This is what it looked like right there. 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom. And this was my art teacher trying to help me find out what I wanted to do for college, which I thought I wanted to do fine arts, and then I walked in and I was like, wait, why the fuck would I want to do fine arts? I don't like doing that. I want to do illustration, because that's, like, design stuff, kind of, a little bit, not really. This was for an assignment that we had to do where we were doing, research on an artist, very specifically this one, Amanda Evanston, and we had to do, like, notes and then fun facts, and we had to make our own, and that's mine. I don't have it, no, yes I do. I'll put a picture in it anyway. Boom! And then fun facts, and then my project, you have to write notes about your project too. But I did a horse, because horses are cool, and it's really bad. And then these were more things that I wanted to do, except I fucked it up really bad. This was just angle practice, which is really bad, and then I wanted to do more horror elements, and then I wanted to do one where, like, my face was, like, coming out of the screen, and it looked like I was dead and, like, literally, like, about to die, but, like, this was, like, behind my head, and then you would look into the monitor and see, like, my face, but it was, like, dreading. And then these were just paintings that I needed to bring for my show. I had a show, an art exhibition, and then this was my idea that I had, this one, but, like, in bigger font, I guess. So we had this one, which was supposed to be hollow, which was supposed to be, like, how people see you from the outside, or, like, how people think they see you because of like how you look. Like, you look at this person and you're like, oh, that person looks so mean and scary and sad. I bet they have no emotions or whatever, because they look so sad all the time. I bet they have a hollow inside or some shit like that. And so this was also based off of a thing that I did last year, where we had to draw a pen and ink like part of a skeleton, and I did the hip and femur, and then this one would be like maybe hip, femur, and just like a tiny little bit of the spine. So it would be like me lifting my shirt to show that like I'm hollow on the inside, even though I'm not, and nobody is, because it's just not how that fucking works. So this would be like stereotype looking thing. But I really like this idea. I thought it was so fucking cool, and I didn't end up doing it, and it actually just makes me so mad. And then this was the start of my nyctophilia thing, where I wanted to draw something that had something that had a relationship to the dark. So I was gonna do red, blue, and black with like something to do with like me reaching into something with like light and then it like hurting me. I don't know. And then I wanted to do something on cardstock, and then we had another another assignment that was meaningful object. And this is where I started locking in. Okay, you gotta hear me out. This is when I started locking in. But our meaningful object, and I had my skateboard, my digital camera, my earbuds, or like headphones, because I love headphones so much. I have like this like irrational fear that like a bug is gonna crawl in my ear, so I have to wear headphones all the time. And also because like, this might sound weird, but I feel like it's easier for me to like think when I have headphones on. Is that weird? I don't know. And my childhood blanket, which is just like a black blanket with like white, red, and green polka dots. But I also didn't know how to incorporate like any of those things into my thing, except for the camera. I was gonna do, I had such a good idea. I was gonna do like a camera as like the frame, and then I was gonna have like a painting inside of it, and then it was gonna be my digital camera, and it was gonna be like showing a painting, but it was actually supposed to be a picture. I thought that was so fucking smart. And then I was like, nope, let's do the skateboard instead. Put a picture of the skateboard. Boom, boom, boom. But these were my posing ideas. I kind of wanted to do this one or this one, and then I was like, it doesn't even show like the decal of the, that's not what it's called. I don't know. It didn't show the back of the skateboard. So I decided that I was going to do my own thing. And I was going to do a skateboard, and I was going to paint on the back of it. And the main thing was that it was supposed to look like it was in pain, and it was like hurt really bad, but then it was going to have like scraped, like I was going to like grind it across something so that the wood would like break off. So it looked like it was in pain from being like overused, like overworked maybe, or over socializing when your social battery is at 0. Boom, thought process. I have that, put it again, boom. But imagine it with grind marks on it. Boom, imagine it again. Okay, thank you. And then this was what it was supposed to look like. I remember drawing this in class and being like, ooh, scary. The duality of Mac of this that was supposed to be on the skateboard and CM, I thought that was really funny. And then me, I promise I'm psychologically well. And then this was also supposed to be my nyctophilia thing. This was like the thumbnail sketch of my nyctophilia thing. Which was supposed to be me hanging out with myself, because that's what I do. I'm always by myself, so I was gonna do myself hanging out with myself, because that's what you do. And it was gonna be like someone, like me on my phone, and then me, also watching my phone, and then someone in the background, like doing their own thing. And then we had another one of these, like, artist research things, but I didn't have enough space to put the art notes, so I low-key got points marked off for this one. But this was my rendition, and it was low-key peak. And this was my thing. I was gonna have the clay be the frame, and then the picture inside of it. And then this was another thing that I had, which was supposed to be, like, getting over yourself or whatever. And then I was gonna have one that was, like, titled Somebody's, and then it was gonna be people like myself, and then other people, like, doing something that was, like, normal while I'm, like, not doing anything, because they're being somebody's and they're actually, like, leaving a mark in the world, and I'm just, like, doing my own thing, doing absolutely fucking nothing. And then this one was supposed to be, like, a mask of your face, but it's just, like, me hiding it because I was ashamed of who I was or something. At least I think that's what it was, but I don't really remember. And then this was another, like, thumbnailing of my nyctophilia thing. It was supposed to be these people sitting on the ground, and it was this one, and this one. And then I finally came up with it, okay? I came up with it. Hold up, let me log in. It was supposed to be this one, which was, like, learning about how, like, to accept yourself, or just, like, not knowing who you are. So it's, like, you getting used to the darkness. It was gonna be me holding my hand out in the dark and, like, holding it. And then it was gonna be, me, like, openly, like, embracing the dark. And then this one was gonna be, like, death. Like, how you basically start in the darkness and then end, like, die. Like, you are born in darkness and you die in darkness. So, like, either way, you're just going back to where you came from, bro. And it's supposed to be death. So it's supposed to be, like, learning, opening, dying, because, I don't know. I thought it was Loki, not one of, okay, I thought it was Shakespeare or something. Oh, wait, actually, it's not done yet. Stop. Nyctophilia coloring, and then my tooth project, a flesh vase. Somebody in my class was talking about how they wanted to do something, like a vase or something, and I was like, what if you did a flesh vase, where it, like, had, like, eyeballs and, like, teeth in it, and she was like, that's fucking nasty, but also, like, that's kind of fire, and I was like, thank you. And then, let's talk about the tooth really quick. Tooth, image right now, boom. Also, pause. This is what my tooth looks like. I know it looks stupid, okay, because it has these, like, fucking corny-ass words on it, okay, I know. But my art teacher told me that I couldn't just have a tooth and paint it yellow, even though that would have been such a fucking smart idea. It would have been so nasty, because I just wanted it to be yellow and have this, like, gaping, like, cavity in it, like, if you couldn't tell, it has this in it. Based off of one of my teeth, by the way, because, because of family problems, and apparently people don't love me enough to take me to the dentist. But mainly this, and it was supposed to be just, like, yellow with this cavity in it, and then my art teacher was like, well, it's not college level, you have to add stuff to it, and I was like, brother, I don't want to do that. She was like, add words. I was like, brother, I don't want to do that. She was like, add words. I was like, okay, fine. I added decay, I added disease, I added infection, and then I added rot, and it looks so fucking corny, it looks so fucking stupid, but it would have been so much cooler if it was just a yellow tooth with a nasty ass cavity, and you turn it around and be like, oh my god, it's a fucking cavity, that's so fucking nasty. And also, it's kind of, like, big, but, like, that's as big as my hand, bro. Ooh. Anyway. Add another picture of my tooth. Boom! Okay, anyway. And then this was getting to the end of the year. I don't think there's anything after this. Where nyctophilia was in progress and then done, because that was my last project. So I was practicing my posing on that one, and then that was my refining thing for my AP thing. Insert a picture of nyctophilia right now. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Okay, now add it, but make it inverted in color. Boom. Okay, now add it, but add the one that you did that was just CM. Boom. Okay. Now add it again, but crop it to, like, crop it to your favorite part. Boom! Okay, now add that picture of that monkey. Boom! Okay. That's honestly the end of the sketchbook. This one was sketchbook fart, I think. Or sketchbook poop. This is sketchbook poop. And I drew Jeppy on it because I like Jeppy. Oh my god! And also, funny story. I had this out one day, and when I was digging through my backpack looking for something, and an art teacher walked past and said, I like the name of that. And I said, what? Oh, thanks. Because I didn't realize you were talking about my sketchbook. But this is my sketchbook poop. And it was supposed to be sketchbook shit, but I can't say bad words in school, so yeah, I know. But that's my AP sketchbook. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, but my next sketchbook will be out soon. It's almost done. Almost. I have to edit this video and then work on it for the rest of my life until August 16th, which is when I'm going to college. Ew, I'm going to college.